You know, some of the best horror stories, they don't need any monsters or gore. Nope. All they need is a phone call and a really terrible choice. So today, let's dive into a masterclass in suspense. We're going to break down a short story called The Wrong Number and see exactly how it uses classic storytelling to create a perfect, absolutely terrifying loop.
The story just throws us right into the deep end with this one line. It's just this single, chilling plea, a low, shaking voice coming through the phone. You get no context, no introduction, just pure desperation. It's an immediate hook that grabs you and absolutely refuses to let go.
And this right here is the first brilliant move. Before we even know anything else, the story puts us directly into the protagonist's shoes. You're the one who answered the call. Suddenly, this isn't just some story you're reading, it's a choice you're now a part of. So, what would you do next?
So, this brings us to the first stage of our story structure, what's called the inciting incident. This is that one moment that just completely shatters the ordinary world and kicks off the entire plot. You could say it's the point of no return.
See, the story grounds us in a very real, very normal moment. It's just after midnight, a guy named Ryan is probably about to go to sleep, and that specific time, 12:12 a.m., it adds this little layer of realism. By starting so ordinarily, it makes the extraordinary interruption of that phone call feel so much more jarring. The caller just lays out these key details, and each one is designed to ramp up the urgency. A shaking voice, that creates empathy. Being trapped, that gives you a sense of helplessness. The threat of murder, well, that raises the stakes sky high, and a specific address makes it real and actionable. There's no way Ryan can just ignore this. And of course, Ryan does the logical thing, the sensible thing any of us would do, right? He offers to call the police. But this is a crucial moment because the story immediately shuts down that easy solution. It tells us, right away, that the normal rules do not apply here.
This response from the caller, wow, it's our first major twist. Why would the police be the danger? This contradiction forces Ryan into this really personal dilemma. And then, the call just abruptly ends, leaving him with an impossible choice. Either ignore a potential victim or drive headfirst into a situation that is clearly not what it seems. He decides to go himself.
So, Ryan makes his choice, and that drops us right into the rising action. This is the phase of the story where the author just systematically layers on the tension. Every step our hero takes leads to new complications, new mysteries, pulling that suspense tighter and tighter.
And just look at how fast everything happens. We're talking about a timeline of what, 24 minutes? The entire terrifying sequence of events unfolds in less than half an hour. This rapid pace is so key to the horror. There's no time to think, no time to second guess. It's just a relentless escalation from one moment to the next. So with every step Ryan takes, the puzzle just gets weirder and weirder. The door's open, which suggests someone could leave, right? But then he hears a sound upstairs. He finds a door locked from the inside, which means the person he's trying to save is the one keeping him out. And then the banging confirms someone is definitely in there. Nothing is adding up. And all of that tension, it's been building and building, and it all leads right here to the story's climax. This is the moment of maximum tension, the absolute peak of the conflict, where our protagonist finally comes face to face with the true nature of the threat. The timing here is just perfect horror. Ryan is at the absolute center of the mystery. He's standing right outside this locked room, hearing someone banging from inside. And at that exact moment, the source of it all, the unknown caller, gets back in touch. The caller asks, "You came?" And Ryan, totally confused, yells, "Yes, where are you?" And then he hears this line, delivered so slowly it just makes your skin crawl. It completely shatters Ryan's entire understanding of the situation. The threat isn't in the locked room in front of him. The threat has been with him the whole time. So he whips around expecting to see someone, and there's nothing. Nobody's there. This is what we call the falling action. It's where the dust starts to settle from the climax, and the immediate consequences start to unfold, revealing the true horror of the trap. And what happens next is just this cascade of pure supernatural horror. The disembodied voice, the door creaking open on its own, the empty room with just a single phone on the floor, and then that text message, "Now you're in my place."
In that instant, Ryan realizes he wasn't there to rescue someone. He was lured there to replace them. The front door slamming shut and locking, well, that just confirms it. The trap is sprung.
So we finally made it to the story's resolution. But here's the thing about great horror. A resolution doesn't always mean the end. Sometimes it's just the beginning of a new, terrifying reality.
And this is the final, just absolutely mind-bending twist. The call isn't from an unknown number anymore. It's from himself. It's a signal that the transfer is complete. He isn't just Ryan anymore. He has inherited a role, a curse.
And there it is. The story snaps shut like a trap. It comes full circle. The words he heard at the very beginning are now the words he is forced to speak. He has become the bait. The rescuer has become the victim, and now he's destined to lure the next person in.
The terrifying logic of this story becomes crystal clear right here. At the start, you have a victim and you have a caller. But by the end, Ryan has become the victim. And the identity of the next person who's going to play the caller's role? Well, that's just a big, ominous question mark. The cycle is reset, ready to begin again. And that's the question the story just leaves hanging in the air. This is what elevates it from just a scary story to something truly unsettling. It's a paradox with no solution. It's a cursed loop with no discernible beginning. Who, or maybe what, started this chain? The story gives us no answer, and it leaves that chilling thought to just echo long after it's over.